What's happening, guys? In today's episode, I'm doing more work on the Super Beetle. I'm getting closer and closer to getting this thing roadworthy. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming to watch this video. In this episode, I am going to be doing a little bit more work on my 1974 Volkswagen Super Beetle. One thing that I've learned is absolutely imperative, even though these things are super easy to work on, get yourself a shop manual. Bentley Publishing, this is the best thing that you can possibly get. Anything that you want you want to learn to work on in your car, you can find in this. Let me just flip to a random page here. Actually, just one thing I wanted to show you. So you want to learn to time your car? Boom, it's it right there. All the degrees, all the RPMs, everything that you need. How to do it, a breakdown of the rotor, the coil, everything. Like, this is just amazing. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Beetle today. I haven't been able to do too much work on it. I've been really busy after work, and even though it's parked at work, I'm finding it difficult to stay afterward, after hours, and work on the vehicle. So some things that I've done so far on it. As you saw in the last episode, even though I didn't really give a lot of detail, I was able to pull out the fuel tank. I drained it all. I got all the old fuel out, and even a little bit of sediment under the inside of at the bottom of the tank. I got rid of all that. There wasn't much, which was kind of surprising. What else did I do? I've redone a couple fuel lines as well. I replaced the fuel filter, which proved to be a bit of a problem because I did end up lighting the car on fire. It was just a small fire, nothing serious. As you saw in the previous episode, when I was backing the car up, there was actually a small backfire from the carburetor. So timing is a little bit off. But what happened when I was replacing the fuel lines, I did spill a little bit of fuel in there, and when I started it up, revved it up a little bit, it backfired, and there was a small fire. So had to act quickly and spray spray it down with a fire extinguisher. Crisis averted, so that's great. Now I had to go back and redo those fuel lines, replace that fuel filter yet again. Not a big deal. What I also did while I had the time, I pulled the carburetor out. I kind of pulled it apart in that I just pulled the top portion off. I sprayed some carb cleaner throughout it and some seafoam. Made sure that it was actuating properly, that it was spraying the fuel, that there was a nice spray pattern coming out of that. So that looked okay. It's still not running that great, so I need to do a tune-up on this vehicle. I'm going to try sending the carb out, get it rebuilt and tuned up a little bit. I think a mixture of that, the carb has been sitting open with no air filter for probably about 20 or 30 years, so that needs to be done. And also, I think the timing might be out. Again, that backfire on the previous episode coming out of the carburetor, that shows me that timing is off. It's igniting while the intake valves are still open. So that sounds like it would be advance, I believe it is. Yeah, it's firing too quickly. So I need to adjust that as well. But for now, let's get to it. I gotta clean this thing down and let's start the tune-up process. So, another day working on the Beetle. Got fuel all sorted out, all those lines cleaned up. Now I'm gonna wash it all down. Okay, so working on the Beetle for a little bit. I have probably about a half an hour to work on it. So right now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start removing all the chrome side steps and all the accents on the rear bed. And I'm just going to clean up the wood a little bit. So yeah, I don't have much time, but now that I have the car all nice and running, we're going to be good. I also need to replace a brake line that goes through the body to the back of the vehicle. I found out that that was leaking when I went to put some brake fluid in it. Not a big deal. These things are super easy to do. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's a bit loud, I know. But I got some extra parts. I got the muffler there. I have some other stuff here, plugs and wires. It's gonna be ready to go very shortly. Okay, so we're just working on the Beetle. So right here is the drum adjustments. So all I need to do is just pop these out. I've already adjusted and freed the wheel, but you can see right there. There's some adjusters. You just rotate those with a screwdriver to free up the drum, and we're moving. So that's good to see. So I'm just gonna put that back, and I think I'm gonna try taking it for a quick little spin. That's exactly what I needed. Free spinning. Let's go take it for a quick little spin. There we are, moving on its own power. Of course, Steve had to take it, be first in line. It's okay, you're good. He's driving my car. I did not consent to that. Oh, it's windy. And it's very hot, actually. It's 45 degrees Celsius out. 45? Oh, they said it feels like 45. So yeah, it's a scorcher. But that is the Beetle's maiden voyage, and it wasn't even done by me. So I'm gonna take it out for a drive whenever he decides to come back. So stay tuned for that. All right. He came back. But I gotta operate using the parking brake. Get it in first. Can't even hold the phone up. Oh, this is delightful. This is hilarious. It works. It works. It drives. This is great. Oh. Big bumps here. And there we are. We're on some asphalt now. How well you guys can see me. There we are. Too cool. Too cool. Hey guys, so now I figured out the issue why the Beetle isn't idling properly. So in the video that you're going to be watching right now, there's a little test port on the intake manifold. I guess what you're able to do is, for diagnostic purposes, you can put a vacuum gauge or something like that on that little test port. and you're able to read vacuum, stuff like that. Problem is, on my car, it was completely open, and it was allowing a lot of unmetered air or unwanted air into the intake manifold. So all I did was take a little hose, cap it off, put it on that little port, and start it up. Runs fine now. It idles great. It starts up pretty much right away now. So now all I have to do is get the muffler replaced, get the brakes figured out. So on a couple days ago, I put some brake fluid inside of the reservoir, pumped up the brakes just to see what would happen. Maybe I would get lucky and hey, it would work, but no, no. So brake line coming out of the car. So basically what it does, it goes from the master cylinder in through the car and then out and splits to the back. Where it comes out of the car, it is leaking. So I have to fix that. I have to replace that line. Not a huge deal. Again, I just need time to do it. Other than that, I should be ready to go. It should be good. Oh, yeah, brake stuff. So that's including replacing probably the master, all wheel cylinders, all that fun stuff. I can't really think of anything else that I need to do. Obviously, I still want to sand down the truck bed. I want to paint it, make it look all nice. But in the meantime, how about at the end of this video, to conclude, let's watch a hilarious commercial that Volkswagen did for these old Beetles. Volkswagen's always been pretty punchy with their commercials, but this one, in my opinion, really takes the cake. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so that you get notified of my cat jumping in front of me, and that way you can follow what I do to the Beetle. I'm looking forward to it. I know I've been going slow on it because I don't have a lot of time, but I'm really looking forward to getting this thing driving. Thanks for watching, guys.
Since everyone's conducting a mileage test, we at Volkswagen thought we'd conduct one. So we modified our body and our engine and used someone who didn't weigh much to drive. And we got 84 miles per gallon. Ridiculous? Nobody normally drives like this? That's precisely our point. Nobody normally drives like most of those tests.